Within the Aperture Science Laboratories in Upper Michigan, the scientists work diligently to keep the facility running at maximum capacity using various pieces of technology, work ethic, and sophisticated artificial intelligence systems. While the staff at the facility inevitably met an untimely death at the hands of one of their more intelligent systems, the facility continued to run smoothly and efficiently thanks to the systems put in place by the humans that had once created them. Today, we look at one of these pieces of technology, the backbone of the Aperture Science facility. Here we explore, in the lore behind, the personality construct. From a first glance, the personality construct appeared to look similar, contained within white spherical casing of which the material is undetermined. This casing has been shown to be extremely durable, protecting the construct from long falls and robotic clamps. The cores have handles on either side of them, of which these allowed the humans to pick them up and transport them to their required location for use in the facility. Within the casing, the constructs also have the ability to turn on a flashlight to aid them in areas where the lighting is inadequate. On their backs are 3 pins, which allow them to be plugged in to desired surfaces and terminals. Their most noticeable and distinguishing feature from the other various cores are their eyes, which allow them to view their surroundings. The eyes come in various colours and shapes depending on their core value. Within the casing, the eye is able to look in all directions, even within the casing. To navigate the facility, the cores are moved by the hands of the humans and by a ceiling rail that covers the entire structure, allowing them to access most areas of the facility. For efficiency, and in the case that an apocalyptic type event happened, the cores were designed to function on an extremely limited amount of power, therefore allowing the facility to function long after an apocalyptic event had passed. Unknown to the humans, this event would come in the form of one of their AIs turning against them and poisoning the workers with neurotoxin. Outside of the facility, an interdimensional alien force had enslaved the planet, and so only the robots and humans in the relaxation vault were the remaining force that could interact with the facility. From here, the constructs reduced their power output to a mere 1.1 volts to continue operating. As sentient beings, the cores openly travelled around the facility that the test subjects were brought into. In their construction, the engineers created a built-in failsafe to prevent them from talking to the subject and telling them how to solve a test. This failsafe subjected the personality constructs to a jolt of pain if they went against their instructions. This method showing the personality constructs to be vulnerable to outside stimulus and that they could be trained not to commit an action instead of simply being programmed not to tell the subjects information that they were not meant to know. For use in the facility, they were shown to access the system mainframes, redesign and position test chambers, and control the elevator systems. As useful constructs, the cores were adapted to fit into the other functions of the facility. Designed originally to be a home security system, Aperture created the sentry turret using specially designed personality constructs to fire at intruders of the homes they were designed to protect while still appearing comforting. They were then implemented into the test chambers of the Enrichment Center to discover how intelligent turrets affected the results of the tests and test subjects in which the sentry turrets were efficient at their jobs. Many years later, GLaDOS took 2 personality cores, one she designed to be masculine and the other feminine. With these, she gave them bodies and portal guns to complete her test chambers in the Cooperative Testing Initiative. While the cores were originally based on basic calculators, her ability to manipulate the cores made them excellent test subjects. When not in use, the cores were shown to be stored in large storage areas piled on top of each other, simply waiting to be picked up by a member of the facility to be put to work. As pieces of advanced technology and coding, the cores were not immune to technological and coding errors that typically appeared in the field. The cores noted to be corrupt showed irregular behaviour to what it was designed to do, and so they were either put in storage and left or incinerated by an Aperture Science incinerator. With personality in their name, each core has a specific personality in accordance to what their function is. As sentient beings, the cores were shown to have in some cases a high level of intelligence and a deep and complex range of emotions that came as a reaction to whatever activity they were tasked to do. The morality core was created for GLaDOS to stop her murderous tendencies. Although the core spoke to her and attempted to persuade her to make better decisions, GLaDOS simply chose to ignore its words and murder the entire facility anyway. The intelligence core was created to boost her ability to run the facility. While that was the intention, she used this to outsmart the scientists attempting to stop her attempts to murder the facility. After the event, this core became obsessed with a cake recipe in which GLaDOS then used the cake to entrap and incentivize the test subjects of the facility to complete her requests. The emotional core, also known to others as the anger core, is what scientists believed would control GLaDOS's emotions. This effectively failed, but the scientists were noted to say that this core growled at those that came close to it, and so it is unknown why this core remained within GLaDOS even after it consistently displayed anger. The curiosity core is exactly how it is named, a core curious about its environment. When placed on GLaDOS, it functioned as a way to manipulate her thoughts to be curious about the tests in the facility. This core is the reason the test subject, Chell, lived so long after leaving the relaxation vault. GLaDOS simply kept her alive out of curiosity. After GLaDOS woke Chell, and subsequently Chell defeated GLaDOS, she took these cores that were attached to GLaDOS's body and incinerated them, freeing GLaDOS from their control and allowed her to truly think for herself. It was also noted during this battle that GLaDOS had attached the core to a rocket sentry, allowing it to fire at the rogue test subject with intelligence. Interestingly, this personality core was shown to switch between a green eye, yellow and red eye, each eye indicating a state that the sentry was in. Green showed it to be idle, yellow that it had locked on to a target, and red that it was firing a rocket. As the scientists had attempted to curb her murderous thoughts, they actually installed another core which had been removed later on. The core's sole purpose was to supply GLaDOS with a continuous stream of dumb ideas in a way to control her thought process. The intelligence dampening sphere, also known as Wheatley, was described by GLaDOS as the biggest moron known to mankind and described him as a tumor. His inability to think things through properly, insufficient intelligence, and bluntness were what the scientists needed in order to prevent GLaDOS from murdering the facility. While his core was later removed and replaced by the anger, morality, curiosity, and intelligence core, Wheatley was then moved to another part of the facility to help it run. Within the central AI chamber, the scientists created a way for the central core that runs the facility to be transferred in the event it did not work as well as anticipated or had become corrupted. With GLaDOS initially in control, they never had to use this feature. However, after the death of the scientists and the subsequent actions that led Wheatley to the chamber, an exchange between Wheatley and GLaDOS occurred, giving him full control of the facility. This process is said to be extremely painful to the cores that participate in it. This process also has a chance of corrupting the core, and therefore, potentially causing harm to the facility. Both cores also have to accept this transfer of power. In the event that there is a stalemate, a human can press a stalemate resolution button to proceed with the process regardless of either core's reservations. With this transfer process, it was shown to be possible to transfer the personality constructs into items not traditionally suited to hold them. An example noted being when the core, Wheatley, took over the facility, he transferred GLaDOS's construct into a potato battery. With various cores working around the facility, it is known there are a wide range of them. The space core is obsessed with space. The adventure core, also going by the name of Rick, was shown to be extremely macho, even flirting with the test subjects. The fact core, which believes itself to be more intelligent than the other cores in the facility, was shown to throw out facts about the world and important events. While it believed itself to be superior, these facts often were incorrect. With only a few of the cores discovered by the scientists in the facility, in the lab, there were 32 more cores waiting to be calibrated. These cores consisted of the auction core, boring hard-boiled core, butter core, by-the-book core, calibration core, climate change awareness core, convict core, comfortable core, emergency preparedness core, executive core, fruit punch core, horror story core, investigation core, magic core, mourning core, news core, pilot core, plague core, respect core, retirement core, reverse psychology core, rhythm core, rookie core, skeptical core, snuggle core, soup core, spider core, supervillain core, salesman core, tracer core, useful core, and the very heavy core. Within the vast facility that is Aperture, there are likely many more cores that have not been discovered that may make a significant impact on the running of the facility. I asked test subject, if you were to invent a core to aid you in life, what would you construct? Behind the scenes and cut content. In this section, I will be looking at behind the scenes content for the personality constructs. Now, first off, thank you to the Portal Wiki where this behind the scenes information was gathered from. It's the perfect place to look with all the information stored in one place. Starting off, we can see here that the personality cores went through multiple stages of design during the development of the game. Originally, they were simple grey spheres connected to a ring, with GLaDOS then being a large sphere above this. Moving on to the next stage, Valve moved on to the glowing blue spheres attached to GLaDOS in this iconic picture that I think everyone would have seen by now. The image looks like the famous Birth of Venus painting, with GLaDOS hanging in place with glowing blue orbs attached to her. From that, the cores then developed onto what we know them as now, without the glow, but with their own personal identifiers of coloured and shaped eyes. I definitely prefer the version we received, Portal 2. The personality cores were meant to play an even bigger role than what we received. Multiple cores were planned to follow Chell around the facility alongside Wheatley as a sort of psychic. With most features like this in-game development, there simply was not enough time to implement it, and so we received Wheatley, who I think was just enough. The scrapped cores were then reused as the corrupted cores that we got in the fight against Wheatley at the end of the game. Now this is my favourite little fact. Some core ideas were cut as shown in Portal 2 The Final Hours, the Paranoid core, which was later used in another game, Poker Night 2, the Quint core, and my favourite, the Morgan Freeman core. Just imagine wandering around the facility and a core that sounds just like Morgan Freeman narrating your journey. That is an absolutely missed opportunity there, Valve. Also seen in the final hours of Portal 2, it states that the Space Core speech was based on an Oregon Coast Aquarium commercial. You'll see the similarities. Moving on to the outside of the game, Valve actually created an add-on for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, where the Space Core falls down into Tamriel. This was a really nice Easter egg to discover just outside of Whiterun. I guess the worlds could be linked and so it could be canon. The multiverse is huge and I guess any game universe could somehow be connected to it. It's the multiverse. The Morality Core also makes an appearance in LEGO Dimensions as an add-on pack. Here they also added an Amorality Core, the Adventure Core, and the Cake Core. Just something interesting to think about, I guess. Again, thank you to the Portal Wiki for the behind the scenes information. Thank you for watching this. If you liked it, then go ahead and give the video a like. And if you really liked it and would like to see more, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I post more content. What did you think of this episode? And what would you like me to cover next? Let me know in the comments below. Now test subject. Enjoy your day. Bye.